It's your girl Tracy AWM. So I am predominantly on TikTok talking to folks. I don't get on here as much as I used to because my audience is so big on TikTok, and I feel like my bulk of my target audience is on TikTok, so I don't come on here that much. A lot of times, oh hi guys, y'all showing me love already. A lot of times I go on TikTok just to target my target audience, to chit chat and talk about Carnival and get them to come over this way to my page and get them to branch out and show the other West Indian content creators love. Shantir Designs, what's good, sugar? How are you? So happy Monday. In case you guys have not noticed, I am off today. I've been standing a lot in my kitchen lately because I have a lot of problems with my neck. I got an army neck, like really bad arthritis, 3 bulging discs in my neck. I wear a posture strap. I actually have to get like a standing desk for my office to keep the strain off my back, and then my eyeballs are getting old. So, and then this counter is freaking huge. So I've been standing in my kitchen a lot and not using my desk. But today, I am gradually plotting the rest of my life. So if you guys don't know, thank you. So I actually got these from Blender's Eyewear. These are blue blocking eyewear because I do a lot of computers and a lot of eye strain. And these are called the Americanos. They have it in the black and the white ones. I would say the black ones for work and the white ones when I'm off duty. But I'm standing in my kitchen because I'm organizing my life. So if you guys haven't noticed, or if you guys have missed my other lives, I am actually getting ready for retirement. And you guys would think that prepping for retirement from the military, even though I'm supposed to be out like October next year, it goes quickly. And there's a lot of things that I have to put in place and start to plan and get together. So I can't wait till 6 months out. I have to figure out how to, get a job. Like, what am I going to do for work? I've been thinking about where I'm going to live. Thinking about, buying a house where I retire. So getting a lot of pieces and parts together so that when it's time for me to get out, I'm not stressed. I have thought of everything. I've gone to every class. I already know how to get a job. It's going to be kind of scary, right? Because the Army has taught me exactly how it wants me to dress, right? I wear the same uniform every day. And the Army tells me where to be. And there's Army culture of how I speak to people and how I get tasks done and how I deal with subordinates. Like a knife hand is a common thing in the military. Catching a knife hand, that's an enlisted thing, right? Because I was 10 years in the Army. So I can't knife hand civilians, right? Y'all won't like this if I'm talking to y'all and I do this, right? So I have to figure out, prep myself for that transitioning from military life to civilian life. And it's actually kind of exciting. So I have to think about, what's my style of dress going to be? What am I going to do for work? Do I really want to practice medicine full time? No, not really. My goal for retirement is to go play. Because being in the military, I've really denied myself a lot of things. Yes, Keisha, the knife hand. I denied myself a lot of things. Good afternoon, Maurice Davis, to serve. And so now I'm just like, gosh, it's time to get out there and do Tracy, not Captain Lions White or Major Lions White, because I'm going to get promoted. I'm going to speak that into existence. Not be Major Lions White, but Captain Lions White, transitioning into being Tracy. Who is Tracy? What does Tracy want to do, right? So I'm going through things, and I actually scrutinized my credit file, and there's a lot of things wrong with it. So now I'm fixing that and thinking about where I want to live, how I want to dress, what do I want to do for work. And one of the things I envisioned myself doing is not really working a whole lot, but maybe doing a lot of charity work. So one of my biggest things I've learned from my experience in the military is that the military and just the civilian practice in general is really slacking on, I think there's a lot of women, especially Black women, that could really benefit from good quality gyne care. So I would love to specialize in OB-GYN. because I can provide that compassionate care to Black women. But I don't want to work in a bougie clinic. I want to be able to be in a position to volunteer that time where I sit down with a young girl and talk to her about her body from a non-judgmental point of view, provide that compassionate care, provide that patient compassionate options. My dream is to be retired, doing something I really, really love to do as a retiree, but volunteering my experience in medicine to provide compassionate care to underprivileged Black communities. That's my dream. That's what I want to do. And I'm getting chills thinking about it. So I think that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. But I have to set some things up for success. I have no idea where I want to retire. I want to retire where it's warm. I have been thinking about retiring in Florida because it's East Coast and it's warm. I don't want to live on the West Coast, too deserty for me. I have to think about, okay, well, so Keisha, I am in the process of potentially starting a nonprofit. So I have 2 books here. I've got my military retirement book and I've got my hopes, dreams, and aspirations book. So I have been, I'm actually sitting down and writing things down and putting things in motion. So if you guys don't know, like I have like serious ADHD. And so a lot of times I get task paralysis where I know there's something I'm supposed to do, but getting overwhelmed about how big the task is just freezes me up and I don't get stuff done. I think 2 days this weekend, I just stood around just at a computer and not starting. But I took my Adderall today, and so I'm getting things done today. But if I can write things out and chomp a little bit, when it comes time for me to transition out the Army, I'm not overwhelmed, and I'm probably easily transitioning to what I'm looking to do for myself. So yeah, that is like my dream. I just have to figure out where I'm going to retire. I've actually been thinking about being an expat. So if you guys don't know what an expat is, it's somebody that is a citizen but lives somewhere else. And I have been thinking about Florida, possibly Tampa. Miami is just too congested and expensive for me, so I have been thinking about Tampa, Florida. I visited Tampa a few times, and I really like that area. But the challenge is when you're retiring, you have to think about cost of living and how are my military benefits going to transfer over to in that state. So some states provide more provisions for veterans than others. Florida provides, does not tax, do state taxes on income. Some states do. We have to think about, well, West Palm, that sounds nice. I have to check it out. I've never been to West Palm. But I have been thinking about going overseas, possibly buying a house, maybe overseas. Maybe I thought about Mexico, but I'm kind of Mexicoed out. But Mexico is beautiful. I've been there 3 times. And Tyrone, you will find out a lot about yourself when you start to look into ADHD. I've been thinking about overseas. I actually also thought about living in the Caribbean islands as well. So it just really depends. These are some really, really big changes to make in my life. It's a big, big change. So I'm just gradually planning things out. So if you guys are just getting peppered with not as much content as I used to when carnival season kicks in, is because I'm also planning for my transition into a next phase of life, which is like really, really exciting. I'm really excited. So we will see. How's everybody else doing? I never come on here this early in the day. A lot of times I come on around 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm really bummed out that Instagram changed up their IGTV thing. They got rid of it. And so although I want to save my videos to my account like I used to, it doesn't allow me to put it into the IGTV. And it really kills my engagement. Body goals. Can we talk about how... So what I will tell you, Keisha, just want anywhere tropical, understand, heart feels most at peace. I will tell you first of all, you are your body goals. So one of the things I always tell people about body goals, genes will always be a factor. So one of the things for me is that my abs, doesn't matter how much weight I gain, it stays flat. My abs stay pretty flat. When I was 174 pounds, my abs were flat. Right now I'm at about 153, but my abs are flat. That's just how I'm built. Genetics comes into play. I'm very transparent about plastic surgery. I bought these titties. I sure did. I bought them. And I had my arms sculpted because I had like, the grandma arms. You talk about the grandmama that can really cook. When somebody can cook when they got that fat in the back of their arm and jingle a little bit. I had that too. And I had like my knee complex sculpted. So genetics, right? And then when you're looking at somebody and you're talking about body goals, you have to also consider that not everybody is transparent about what they've had done to their body, right? I personally prefer, and one reason why you guys can't tell is because I personally prefer a natural aesthetic. I do not want to look plastic. So the things that I did to modify my body were, you can call them chef arms. Exactly. The things I did to my body, it looks natural. And it's also a work in progress. So one thing I will tell you is like when you're looking at your mirror and maybe you printed off, a picture of a woman in your mirror for your vision board, put a picture of yourself next to it and opt to be like the best option version of yourself because genes are in play, right? My body, I got a 23andMe test done. My body is built for power. My body is comprised mainly of fast twitch fibers, which is why I've got big quads, big booty, and I build muscle quickly because my body is built for that. So some people may have slower twitch fibers. You may be built to be able to do long distance running. Although I love long distance running, my body's not built for that. So honor your body and opt to be the very best version of your own body, or the process that you go through trying to reach body goals is just not going to be enjoyable. One of the things I tell people is to, while you're in this process of becoming the best version of your own body, is to celebrate what your body can do. Exercise should be a celebration. Like when I go to CrossFit and I accomplish a snatch, right, because I'm scared of it, like it's an accomplishment. I leave CrossFit like, man, I can do that. Wow, my body is powerful. My body is strong. I don't have a picture of somebody else's body that I want to look like. I just want to be the best version of myself. And if you're older, right, and your knee and your back pain is setting in, it's called 23andMe. If your knee and your back pain is setting in, like shit, you'd be like, fuck, looking like somebody else. Can I just be functional? Can I guarantee that I'm going to be able to go and run after my children? I'll talk about that in a minute, transformation. Will I be able to go run after my kids? There's this really amazing video of a much older man. It was during the Super Bowl season, who literally trained himself to be able to lift. That's all he did was lift. Like, I don't remember what he was lifting, something super heavy, just so he could go and lift up his granddaughter so she can put the star on the tree, right? He celebrated his body and what he could do. And that was what he wanted. That was the best version of him, was to be able to pick up his granddaughter and lift her up just so he could help her, put that star on the tree. Be the best version of you. Because I'm built like fast twitch. I'm built for power. So I'm going to pack on muscle easily. I'm going to do this. And you guys are thinking, oh, she does it. So, I got genes on my side and I had help. And that's the one thing I don't like is people lack a lot of transparency about the things that they do with their bodies. I don't have appreciation for it because there's people like looking at somebody, an influencer or whatever, like, man, like I really need to get my life together. Or feel bad about yourself, right? You feeling like shit, like, man, look at this girl. I feel awful, man. Let me go ahead and I guess I gotta get myself together. But you go through the process of wanting to get yourself together, right? But you're not doing it from a celebration standpoint. It's because you're looking at somebody, and that person, you don't realize that you feel that that's the standard of how you should look. Celebrate the skin that you're in your body and the things that it's able to do. That's what, and do it gradually. So weight loss quickly will come back quickly and with the vengeance. So it's binge diets and all that stuff. It trashes your metabolism. So I will tell you that back in 2012, I was actually training to compete for bikini division, bodybuilding bikini division. And I was doing really, really well, but I was losing 2 to 3 pounds a week. And when my plans got derailed because I had to go to a schooling, I went to San Antonio, Texas, and I started eating San Antonio tacos. Tacos, San Antonio is lit. I love tacos. And having fun, and I gained it back. quickly. And not only did I gain it back, but it was so hard to lose because those binge diets trash your metabolism. What I would say is that food is a celebration of life. Go eat. Eat your food. Eat healthy food, but don't feel bad about eating something that is not so good for you. Do it in moderation. Food is a celebration of life. It's our culture to celebrate life with food. Don't deny yourself that. Life is too fucking short. And then lose the weight gradually and continue to celebrate the skin that you're in because your body is doing amazing things. And don't forget the fact that, you know, there's people your age that can't do what you're doing. So approach your body from a perspective of gratitude, that even though you've gained a lot of weight or you don't look or feel your best, you have the ability, the God-given ability to get up and go exercise, to use your legs, to breathe, for your heart to beat. Celebrate that while you exercise, and your mindset about, you know, this lifestyle change will get better. And then also celebrate the fact that, you know, sometimes fitness goes in cycles, right? Like, if you guys have looked at all of my content, your girl, you know, I fluctuate in my weight, but I'm not embarrassed about that because it's life. Don't beat yourself up because you're lifing. You know, don't do that. And celebrate as you exercise what you can do and what life is about. And exercise will be a lot more fun. You don't have to do the traditional, oh, maybe I should go to CrossFit. Maybe I should go to Orange Theory. Maybe I should. Yeah, exactly, Levy Go. Maybe I should start, you know, doing intermittent fasting. Do what feels good to you. Do what makes you feel good in the process of exercise, and celebrate what you can do and celebrate your body. Like COVID, do you know? I mean, we take this for advantage when we reflect back on what the fuck was going on with COVID. The fact that you were able to mentally get through that, you know, and yeah, the stress had an effect on your body, but look what you got yourself through. COVID sucked. And then the stress of COVID, like for me, it was not so much so financially, but it was a mental thing. And so for me, when I get really, really stressed or I have chronic stress, my cortisol level increases. Cortisol is a stress hormone. It spikes, and I look at a biscuit and I blow up. But I got myself through that. There's things that happened at my last duty station at work that I can't even discuss. You know? And then on top of things that were happening for work, I had to grieve silently because I was the only provider in my brigade. Now, my brigade was over 2,000 people. I was the only provider in my brigade when COVID hit, and I was not allowed to go home to see my aunt buried. And she was the last matriarch of the Lions clan. To me anyways, because I didn't get to know my grandparents. So I had to deal with that and grief, and then the realization that, oh my God, like, I thought I was going to retire and be able to go home and catch up with all of my friends and family. And she's gone. Fuck, I need to retire. I've given up so much. Hi, Miss Natasha Marshall. I've given up so much to be in service. It's time for me to go do something else so I can see my family and catch up with them and love on them, you know, at my own pace. You know, so I got myself through that. So when I got here and I was 174 pounds, stressed the hell out about what I was going through with my unit and grieving personal losses, not just my aunt, but other things. Man, I fucking got in the mirror. I stood and I fucking hugged myself. And I said, you are fucking bomb. Yeah, you gained weight, but damn, like you're amazing. You got yourself through that. You did this, you did that. You in COVID, you learned how to fly a drone. You built a website. You learned how to use software. But look at you're fucking amazing. And you did that while you were going through the height of COVID, getting stressed the fuck out at work, trying to take care of people and keep your sanity because your family members were dying. My whole church home in New York City, almost all the leadership died due to COVID. So yeah, and I'm just saying that, like, don't beat yourself up. If you're not at the weight that you want to be, if you've had life happen to you, whether you were depressed, whether you were going through a loss or being abused at home, whatever, you're here in this body and your spirit got this body through it. So go celebrate it with exercise. Go celebrate. Holy crap, I didn't think I could jog. Yeah, it was a 4.5 mile an hour pace, but man, I jogged a half a mile. I'm so proud of me. instead of saying, I need to do better. Why am I not running faster? I should be better. This is not good enough. I got on a scale. I didn't lose a pound this week. I'm a failure. Da-da-da. You're not. Weight is just a reflection of gravity. And you don't have control over gravity. But you do have control over like your mindset about body goals, which is, I think body goals is bullshit if you're trying to look like somebody else. Especially nowadays when plastic surgery, people are buying their asses all the rage and saying that they got it with squats. Side note, my ass is natural. I don't know why. I go to Miami, and every time I go to Miami and I'm playing mass, people ask me who my surgeon is. This ass is natural, y'all. Natural. I'll tell you what's not. I already told y'all my tits ain't natural. So that's my spiel on body goals. I'm sorry. That's something I'm very passionate about. And it's actually something that I've said to my followers on TikTok. Just celebrate you and be your best version. If you have a picture of how you used to look and you want to look like that again, instead of using somebody else's picture as a body goal, put that picture of your best body up as a part of your vision board. That's your goal. Being your best version. If you want to lose weight, gain muscle, be able to chase your kids, walk a mile, do a half marathon, do that for you. Because body goals should be about you, not about what you see on the outside. Because the shit's Photoshop, the shit's plastic, you know, and it's just not fair to you. You deserve better for yourself. So, quick spiel. The SFC BLA, whoo, did Tracy cause quite a stir. I put my name in the hat mainly because I didn't see anybody doing it. I support anybody, especially those that are West Indian descent, to apply. You know, it's very controversial. And it's very uncomfortable, and someone recommended that I do it, and I wore a hole in my floor just pacing back and forth, mainly because of the fear. You know, I was feeding my fears. I really did. And somebody sent me a screenshot of a meme that says, you know, there's people that are less qualified than you applying for something that you didn't because you didn't believe in yourself. And it resonated. And I was like, well, I'm just going to put my name in the hat. What's the worst case scenario? They choose somebody else. But if it does pan out that I am selected, then it's going to be an honor. So if you guys are not aware, I'm very serious about giving back to the community. So I don't talk a lot about the things that I do. I don't talk a lot about the things that I do behind the scenes. And if you are, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. But if you go to the church regularly, the Bible talks about not boasting your givings, right? Not putting it out there, what you're doing for others, right? Because it's vain. So there's a lot of things I've done for the Black community and the West Indian community that I just don't discuss because I feel like that's not where my blessings come from. That's not, and the Bible says it, and I just don't feel it in my spirit to boast. I might as well go feed a homeless person and take a picture next to them, right? Y'all would find that uncouth. And so I don't put it out there what I do for the Black community and the West Indian community. But because I'm aware of how public this is, and I'm aware that the benefits or the kickbacks of an ambassador is very much publicized, it's very important for you guys to understand that I don't intend on keeping most of it. 75% of anything earned as a brand ambassador for the SFC BLA will go to the Miami Carnival Foundation. And I'm not doing that because, for show. I'm doing that because everything I do is about giving back to the community. I genuinely believe in what I'm doing. I genuinely believe in spreading that positive message about Caribbean Carnival and culture. I think one of the biggest things that we deal with, one of the biggest observances that I have seen is that people that are new to Carnival have not been able to understand that it's deeper than bikinis, beads, and feathers. It's deeper than that. It's always been. And I will tell you, and I've written blogs on this, I've actually fallen on my face for the first few years as a masquerader, saying, you know what, thinking that it's just bikinis, beads, and feathers. Oh, it's something fun to do. Better yet, I was like, ooh, I'll never tell nobody I play masks. Like I was a down low masquerader. I didn't want anybody to know that I was playing masks and that I loved it. And I hid it because I didn't understand what Carnival was about. And I remember going to Atlanta DeKalb Carnival 2017, 17, right before my deployment. And I said something to somebody, she's West Indian, she's from Montserrat. And she said something to me and I don't remember it verbatim, but she made me realize that I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I felt really bad because being in the military as long as I have done so much training on cultural awareness and sensitivity, and I failed. And so I started doing my homework and I started asking questions. And one of the biggest things that happened to me is that I would ask people, especially other West Indian people, questions about, what's LLM mean, Sugar? Butterscotch Jones? I would ask other West Indian people questions about, who, what, when, where, why is this done, and da-da-da. And a lot of times the answer I would get was, that's just our culture. And I was like, well, that's not, how do I explain this to other people? I can't just say that's just our culture. And then me being an African American and me being in the military, an Army officer, if somebody saw me in costume, I have to be able to give more to somebody that seriously outranks me and can make determinations about my military career. I have to tell them more than it's just their culture. I have to be able to give historical context. I have to give the why. Oh, thank you, Butterscotch Jones. I have to be able to give the why. So I started doing a lot more research and studying. And I got online and I reached to whatever I could, and I asked questions where I could. And in that discovery, I discovered, I didn't understand this, the African ancestry that's tied, the African history that's tied to West Indian culture. And it resonated with me because for several years, I could not understand why I gravitated towards this experience so much. I'm not of West Indian descent. I wasn't raised in this culture. But why does my spirit call to Carnival? Why is it so empowering? Why do I get chills when I play Mass, or I hear the rhythms behind the truck? Why do I feel so free and so joyous? Why do I feel this exhilaration? I couldn't understand it. I just had to go, but I didn't have the historical context. Then when I researched it, I connected with it. And it helped me realize that Carnival, for those past few years, the things that I haven't experienced, has been a healing process through something that was tied to my African ancestry. It's been a healing process. And then I was able to take that in, and I stopped being a closeted masquerader. I stopped hiding the fact that I played Mass. As a matter of fact, when I got to my next duty station after my deployment, I took feather backpacks, I put it on my wall so I can have conversations with people. So my leadership, when they came to my office, they would understand that not only do I play Mass, but I can talk to them about it. I've had leadership ask me questions about Carnival. And sometimes they would ask me really uncomfortable stuff and say, hey, I thought it was just about, drunken revelry in the streets and, just inappropriateness. And I'm like, yeah, sir, I completely understand. I had that bad frame of reference as well. And that's not what it's about. And depending on the person that I was talking to, I would have to couch it in different ways, right? Sometimes I have to couch it different from people that are white and they're super Catholic religious. And sometimes I have to couch it differently from people that are black. But that's what my 20 years of military experience has been able to do, to understand how to speak to people in different ways to get the message across. And that's one of the reasons why I put myself in the hat, because I do have that know-how where I can relate to different lifestyles and perspectives. I know how to reach people from different lifestyles and perspectives, especially people that don't understand. And sometimes those people that are just stuck on the mindset that Carnival is just this inappropriate thing where it's nothing but drunken revelry and inappropriateness. I know how to talk to different personality types. And that's what the Army has given me, my experience, especially when you lead, being a leader, as an Army officer, being a leader of different personalities, troops of different cultures and backgrounds, your leadership style cannot be the same. I can't knife hand this soldier, right? So if you guys don't understand, you guys might see me do this. I was an NCO, right? I can't knife hand every soldier when I need them to do something, right? Some people will resonate with the knife hand. Some people need to be told exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and what to do after they get it done. And then there's some people that I can talk to and say, hey, this is the task. Can I get you to get this done? And then they can execute differently. So that's what the Army has done, is giving me that leadership skill to be able to reach different personality types and desires. And that's why you guys see a plethora of different types of content on not just my Instagram, but my TikTok, because I understand that people consume their information differently. That is something that I would want to bring to the SFCBLA, that diversity and understanding of how to interact and negotiate and collaborate with different personality styles. I understand that there's a lot of discomfort, or irritation rather, some spiritual chafing, some emotional chafing about me putting in the hat, but I wouldn't do it if I did not feel that I could not push the culture forward. At the end of the day, a lot of people are not going to understand why I love Carnival so much. And I've written blogs. If you guys go to my websites, I touch on the things that I have gone through in my life, my trauma, and what Carnival has brought to me, the community of Carnival, a community of women, especially somebody that growing up was taught to not trust women. Coming into this community of Caribbean Carnival and all this positivity surrounding women that uplift you, they hug you, they kiss your face, and they tell you you look beautiful. And it's genuine. And we celebrate together. There's a lot of women out there that has never, ever experienced that type of sisterhood out there. And I want women to experience that. For example, the video that I did when I took off my headpiece and I offered it as a crown, I utilized that costume because I want people to be able to associate the Carnival experience with that type of sisterhood, because it genuinely exists. People that have been victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, not feeling good about themselves, people that digest social media and think that, I am just not worthy because I don't look like this person and their life looks so amazing. And my platform says you don't have to look like this person. You don't have to, you can have cellulite. You can be plus size. You're beautiful. Yeah, you're struggling in life, but that's the human experience. Come play mass. Come experience that for yourself and take a piece of that Carnival experience with you as you go through your day-to-day life. And I encourage you to play mass often. So in my doing a lot of studying and research, I'm supposed to be mailing out these damn letters. In my process of doing a lot of studying and research, I stumbled upon Onika Henry's, and I reference her a lot. Onika Henry's TED Talk on reclaiming your sexual identity through Carnival. And then she also put out an article talking about playing mass with intention. And some things that I discovered is that without even realizing, I was playing mass with intentional, right? Because every time I go out to play mass, I need to purge. I tell myself I need to celebrate something, or I need to de-stress. I need to mentally take off my uniform. I need to be out this box that is Army for a few hours so I can reset and go back to the monotony of my everyday life. I want people to understand not only what Caribbean Carnival and the culture is about, but I want people to be able to identify what Carnival as a healing experience, as a purging experience, as an experience where you can be safe in a group full of women of all different shapes, sizes, backgrounds, body types. And I remember the very first time I played mass, I was really insecure about my body. I was going through a divorce. I was almost 180 pounds and I wasn't feeling good. And I remember just looking at the sea of women and the music is booming from the truck. I'm like, oh my God, like you could just feel the energy, getting out the car. And I'm looking to my left and right, and like my panty, I had underestimated how much weight I gained, right? So my panty, my ass crack was sticking out of my panty, and I had a little belt and I was playing mass with We Kinda Ting for the very first time. And I was like, I had this fan covering up my stomach because even though it was flat, my twin, she was like 140 pounds and her abs was popping. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm supposed to look like my twin. I'm not looking like my twin. I'm a fluffier version of my twin. But that was my mentality back then. And I'm looking around and there's all these women with, stretch marks, and they got like stretch marks on their belly, but they didn't care about their shit. They pulled up their leggings, right? Or their stockings all the way up to here, or they got some fucking glitter and they rubbed it on their stomach. And what really hit me was I turned to my right, and there was a plus size woman in a thong, and her face was beat to the gods, okay? And she was just standing there just like this. And I was like, yes, bitch. Like, she was my spirit. I was like so inspired. I'm like, look at all these beautiful women that are so secure about their bodies. And I'm sitting here trying to cover me up, you know, nervous about, you know, how I'm supposed to look, thinking I'm not the standard, right? Because the Army teaches you about being a standard, right? I was not the Army standard. I was not tactically compliant back then. I'm still not, I was not tactically compliant. And then I'm standing next to my twin whose abs is popping, okay? Popping. And I'm not feeling good in myself. When I saw that woman, that plus size woman in a thong, I let all that shit go. And I had the time of my life. And it changed me the very moment that I played mass. And then as I continued to research Carnival, I was able to appreciate it and not only understand like what Carnival has done for me. I will tell you guys that one of the reasons why I have this platform is because I don't know what kind of person I would be mentally and spiritually if it wasn't for the Carnival experience. If it wasn't for Caribbean culture and the Carnival experience. The experiences that I've had on the road is so impactful. How I speak to people, how I relate to people, the fears that I had about myself and other women. There has been no therapy in the world, and I've been a person that's been in therapy off and on, you know, since my 30s. There's been no therapy in the world that has been able to attack my body confidence, my belief in myself, my fear of other women. You know, that letting go. There's no therapy in the world that has been able to tackle that but Carnival. That's why I have this platform, because it's done so much for me. And I want to be able to get other people to have that experience so they can heal too, so they can let go, so they know what it's like to be in a community of women and experience that positivity, that joy, and that love. I want other people to experience that. Having said that, I want a lot of people that may be watching to understand that I may not be your target audience. You may be following because you like my content, you want to see what I'm up to. But the way my content is styled on my TikToks and here is because my target audience is people that don't understand Caribbean culture and Carnival and what it's about and why they should come and do it too. That's my target audience. So you guys may not understand my content and what's going on, but that's my target. Bringing people together. And not only that, but I want to function as a branch. So if you guys go to my, oh shit, I'm behind. I'm gonna get off here in a little bit. If you guys go to my who to follow page on my highlights, if you hit that who to follow highlights, I tell every TikToker or anybody that's new, go to my who to follow highlights. And I have them say, hey, listen, I want you to hit this who to follow highlights. I've got people that are like you from varying perspective of West Indian descent that you can go to. If you want to learn about soca music, go hit up the Soca Influencers Blackie 97. I'm just talking about you. I want you to learn about soca music and calypso music. Hit up Blackie 97. I want you to hit up Bahamianista. I want you to hit up the OG of Carnival tips. Ting's Nice. I want you to go to Global Carnivalist. I want you to go to Know Your Caribbean. I want you to go to Fat Girl Luxury. I want you to go to Everybody Play a Mass, because I understand and I respect the fact that I have this platform, but I'm not of West Indian descent. And I did not learn everything about Carnival and the culture by myself. I learned through these people that I'm referring other people to go to. This platform is not about me. So when I say that I've built a community, I really mean that. Because my followers that are coming through, that are filtering through, are being directed to go show love to other West Indian content creators. Okay, so yeah, this is not about just me. It's about building a community and bringing people together. My goal is to bridge that cultural gap. My goal is to bring people together. And a lot of questions that people ask, well, what are you doing for the island countries? First of all, it's really none of your business, right? My donations and my work and the things that are done is not something that I'm going to put on display. Maybe I will as I build like my my nonprofit organization, and I'll do that. But it's not for me to boast or brag about, right? but I just want to give back, and I'm giving back. The island countries will benefit because guess what? I have a crap ton of masqueraders, future masqueraders on my TikTok ready to jump to an island country. But COVID. So one of the things I really encourage people to do is look at my platform as a whole. My content that goes viral, that circulates high, you guys already know. Skin out is a transition. People like transitions, blah, blah, blah. But my Instagram is nothing but a surface level representation of what I'm actually doing behind the scenes. Check out my website and the blogs that I've written. I've tackled subjects as playing mass as a couple. I've tackled subjects about people that fake flag. I've tackled subjects about how I have failed as a masquerader, not understanding the culture, enjoying the culture respectfully, right? Or enjoying the culture responsibly. I've written blogs about that. I've done 2 or 3 blogs about why Carnival is so meaningfully and how it has helped people heal. And people have actually commented on this and said, thank you so much. I've talked about how Carnival has helped tackle my body shame that I have after almost 20 years of military service. I don't think you guys know what it's like to every year step on a scale and the Army tells you that you're not only overweight, but you need to go into this room and I want you to pull up your shirt so we can measure your waist and your neck. And then I want to measure the widest part of your buttocks twice a year. What that feels like. Or when I remember when I was younger in the military, what would happen when I didn't look like I was tactically compliant? So the company commander by regulation can flag anybody that looks like they're not tactically compliant. And I would get pulled at random on random days to get on a scale and get taped because the Army thought my body was fat. Or better yet, let's talk about how the Army is so crazy. This is my 2nd time here at Fort Jackson. Well, 3rd. I went to basic training. When I was in basic training, I got body shamed within the first couple of weeks of service because they put me in a pair of ASUs, class greens, to cover up my butt and my hips because they felt it was inappropriate. So they put me in a baggy uniform that I did not feel good about. And as I went through the ranks and I went through many different duty stations, I came back to Fort Jackson and had to work in an environment with a bunch of female drill sergeants who had to constantly tell me to buy a longer jacket that was entirely too big because they didn't like people looking at my butt. And it didn't matter if I was in regulation. Imagine being constantly harassed. You need to buy a longer top. Drill sergeant so-and-so says you need to buy a longer top. And I would be like, Sergeant, per regulation, the bottom of my coat must fit this part of my pocket, blah, 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 blah. And I said, my coat is within regulation. And they would say, well, you're distracting the trainees and the drill sergeants. Imagine working in a corporation where back then you were responsible for how other people expected you to behave. This very same tactical body that would put on plates, a weighted vest, pick up a weapon, right? Shoot, move, and communicate. The same body that you're asking me to kill for my country, you're going to, in the same breath, turn around and shame it because I'm curvy. These are things that the Carnival experience has helped me tackle about my body. I went through my medical records. And I got very sad because I'm preparing for retirement, so I'm looking at my medical records. And there was a blurb where I actually visited my healthcare provider at that time at Fort Jackson. And I was overweight. And there was something going on, and I had to lose weight. I lost 7 pounds in a few days. 7 pounds. And the provider literally wrote in that note saying that she was upset because she had lost 7 pounds to get height and weight and taped. And the day that she was supposed to get taped, and I was sick as a dog. That's why I ended up in the clinic. I was sick. I did not feel well. I had a migraine. I was not in good shape, so I went to sick call. I was like, yeah, I've been crash dieting. And I went to work, and they didn't have the fucking scale. They were supposed to weigh me on this day, and they didn't have the scale. And I feel really, really sick. I feel really, really weak. And I'm really upset. And she put that in her note. The things I put my body through. Not loving and honoring my body for the Army. The Carnival experience has helped me with that. That helps me embrace that no matter how much my weight fluctuates, whether somebody says that I'm tactically compliant or not, that I'm still an amazing person. Because Carnival helps you honor your spirit. and not just your body. So whenever I get fluffy and my weight goes up and down, I look in the mirror now. I still say to myself, I'm a badass motherfucker. You know that? Because of Carnival. So I want people to understand that, and maybe I don't get on here enough to talk about those experiences because not everybody's going to read a long ass blog. I get that. No one's going to hit the link in bio and filter down my behavioral health and self-love topics and things like that. And unfortunately, when it comes down to content creation, in order for me to be able to spread my message, I have to play the algorithm game, right? I have to. You guys would not be my audience right now if it wasn't for an algorithm. So I have to play the algorithm game. TikTok is a little bit more flexible with that. But Carnival has done so much more for my life. And I imagine continuing to bring people to that experience so they can heal. But I want people to come to Carnival from an educated frame of reference. I don't want people to say, oh, I just want to buy a costume. Oh, my costume, I didn't have fun. But I want people to go out there and play mass for a purpose. I want when I walk up to somebody that's a follower, I'm going to say, hey, what's making you play mass? Other than it being a lot of fun. And they're like, you know what? I just really needed to celebrate, life. And I'm a breast cancer survivor. Or I left my abusive husband of XXX years. Or I was sexually assaulted and I'm reclaiming my feminine power through Carnival. Those are the type of masqueraders I want out there. I want mindful masqueraders. So that is why I'm doing what I do. And even though my work, the impact of my work is not seen because it's your window, the conversations of the people that I have in my DMs, I feel it. And when we start having Carnival and outside is a thing again, you'll see it. The island countries will see it. The local carnivals in the United States to where, the craziest thing is that a lot of people don't know that Carnival is most likely around the corner. They don't know that the West Indian community is there. The West Indian community is very small in these other states, right? State they have Carnival, but no one knows. I had followers that are like, oh my God, I didn't know there was a Chicago Carnival. I'm gonna go check it out when it happens. So not only that, I'm not going to say, hey, go jump overseas. You're not really experienced if you don't go overseas. I'm also encouraging people to support the West Indian communities that are in their states. So if you don't understand what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, or where it's going, you guys will see it. The people that are currently in the mass industry in the States, in the island countries, they'll see it and they feel it. I'm sorry, can't everybody see it and feel it? But it's happening. So I say that humbly. First, I want to say thank you. Because without you guys, I wouldn't have this platform. I will also say I respect the position that this platform has. And I vow to never abuse it. I vow to be the same person that has been running this platform, the same transparent person that has been running the platform since day one. That is who I am. That's what, because I don't need this platform to eat. I don't need this platform to pay my bills. I don't need any of that, but I do it because I'm in service of what was given to me. That's why. And I've been in service of people my whole life. As a young combat medic, taking care of your friends, family, and loved ones, whether they were shot on the battlefield or whether they, needed their ankles wrapped with ACE wrap, to transitioning over as a physician assistant, saving people's lives, whether it be due to behavioral health reasons or underlying medical conditions that a lot of people ignored. My whole adult life has been in service. So this is nothing new to me. Nothing new. And even if AWM was not a thing, just like I told you with my retirement plans, I intend to retire and still serve. I want to serve underprivileged young Black women. I want to go to underprivileged and just provide, gynecological counseling and take care of young girls that feel like they don't have options. That's how I intend to serve when I retire. So for the rest of my life, I'm always going to be serving. Because I know what it's like to have a need, and for someone to bring it to them. My twin sister didn't realize how much I needed Carnival in my life, and then she sees what it's done for me, and she thinks it's great, and she supports me. So that's my spiel. I got so many letters to send out today, but I wanted to get on here and chit chat. Whomever the SFC BLA chooses, no shade. At the end of the day, this platform is about supporting other people and lifting up other people and propelling the culture forward. So I'm going to support anybody that's going to be able to do that. But I really want 2022 and on for us to just focus on supporting each other and collaborating together. There's a lot of things that make us different that we have absolutely no control over. And do I believe when it comes down to Carnival and the West Indian culture, should there be a vetting? Absolutely. We definitely don't want any more white chocolates. I get it. But I'm definitely not a white chocolate. And I will never sit up here and say that I created something. And I still can't. I mean, the body of work that I have done is evidence that I would never say I paid the way for anything. That's why I have a who to follow highlights. I refer followers to people that have supported my journey. So this platform is already not about me. It's about connecting people and bringing people together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Butterscotch C. Jones. Let me take a look at these comments. So yeah, that's all. That is all. I am just someone that's been through a lot in life. And maybe one day, maybe I should get on here. I'm just somebody that's been through a lot in life. I know what poverty is like. A lot of people think that I'm bougie and that, you know, I had, you know, a silver spoon fed in my mouth. The fact of the matter is I'm a daughter of two parents that were on crack. And I know what it's like to go hungry. I know what it's like to weather a winter without adequate socks and clothes. I know what food stamps looks like. I remember buying penny candy with food stamps. I remember what it was like to wash clothes in a tub and heat water with a propane stove so I could take a bath. And granted, I'm never going to deny the privileges that I have had as an American, but it's not as rosy as you guys think when it comes down to my history. And I touch a little bit on a lot of my life growing up in my blog. So if you guys have not visited my website, if you guys want to know about me, it's on my website. I'm an open book. I write openly about the things that I've experienced in life and what Carnival has done for me, because it not only does it help me heal, telling my story helps me heal, but it inspires other people to heal too. I'm not the type of person that will hide my traumas, because I want people to understand that trauma and things that we've gone through is a human experience. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I didn't volunteer to grow up in poverty. I didn't volunteer to, you know, be abused most of my life. I didn't volunteer to be abused in my marriage. It's a human experience. So I'm open about those things. And I'm open because me telling my story is going to tell people, hey, you may have gone through these things too, but let me present to you something that just might help a little bit as you go through daily life. Thank you, Butterscotch Jones. So that's my spiel. If you guys want to know more about me, just read my blogs. It tells you a lot. So I run this platform humbly, respectfully, with no intention to take advantage or to rob anybody. I want to give back. I definitely want to give back. Whatever blessings I receive from this platform gets rolled over into the West Indian community, into Black communities, and it gets rolled over into my website. I'm not paying bills with this platform. And that is not my goal to. But I will also say, I guess I have to appreciate that people can see the potential in me, because I don't see it sometimes. But what I will say is, if you are following to see what I'm up to, continue to follow and you will see what I do. And it's been a genuine honor to be able to have this platform and spread that love, but also give back to and direct people to other platforms of West Indian descent that also spreads a positive message of unity and cohesiveness. No, I don't have, no, I don't necessarily have some people on there because of, it's very difficult to navigate sometimes who to send followers to. We have to be able to support those platforms that are spreading a positive message. I can't send a follower that's nervous about not being of West Indian descent to platforms that talks about outsiders and gatekeeping and things like that. I want people to go to platforms where they feel welcome whenever they engage or they consume that content. So if you know anybody that's spreading a positive message about Caribbean culture and Carnival, and I don't have them in my who to follow highlights, by all means, this platform is a community. So hit me up in my DMs and let me know who they are, and I can reach out to them and put them in that who to follow highlights as well. But all right, y'all, I got like a shit ton of letters to mail out today. I am behind the power curve, and I got to get to the gym today and all that good jazz. But I just want to get here and chit chat with y'all, and maybe I need to talk a little bit more often on here. I've been on TikTok because that's how I'm getting people to this platform and to the other platforms. But I think it's about time that I come in here and chit chat just generally about me a little bit more. So let me know if you guys would like to see that. I'll be more than happy to share myself with you. Yes, you will see me in Atlanta. I just haven't decided if it's going to be downtown Atlanta or Atlanta DeKalb. I will make a decision soon. But once again, I appreciate you guys. You guys coming here to watch me run my fucking mouth. It's it's an honor. If you guys asked me if I would be here a few years ago, I would have laughed in your face. I was like, oh yeah, no, I plan to retire from the United States Army after 25 years as a lieutenant colonel with a doctorate in education with an emphasis in curriculum and instruction. I want to impact Army training doctrine, and that was my plan. But God was like, I got something else for you to do. Something that's probably going to be more fulfilling. And I want you to fulfill this purpose for me because I've made you for it. You've been put through things in your life because I've been making you for this. And I feel that in my spirit. So, all right, y'all. I appreciate you guys coming in here and chit-chatting with me and showing me lots of love and support. I really appreciate it. As far as SFCBLA, I'm going to say congratulations in advance to whomever they choose. And I support whomever they choose because this is a community and it's about supporting each other. They're supposed to choose one male and one female. Congratulations to whomever they choose. If you feel like, and here's the thing, like one of the things I'm seeing in the comments is, a lot of people are getting nominated, or a lot of people are saying, pick somebody of West Indian descent, I can't wait to see your application. Go ahead and apply. See if you're able to do that work. Take a look at I take the responsibilities of the brand ambassadorship very seriously. It's not just standing up in front of people and creating content. There's some tasks that they're asking you to be able to do. Take a look at that. And if you feel like you could do it, go apply. I encourage everybody to apply. Because here's the thing, for the past few years, I've seen posts from the SFCBLA for people having ambassadorships, and I hardly ever see anything. So please, if you know somebody that is qualified, that's willing to take a look at the qualifications of the job and what is expected of them, have them take a look at the responsibilities. Do you know how to use this software? Do you know how to create content? Are you able to conduct interviews and speak in front of people and do voiceovers and create content and collaborate and work the PR teams? Apply. Go apply. I can't wait to see all the applications, to be perfectly honest with you. Because honestly, I shouldn't be the only person applying for it. It should be a lot more people. It definitely should. So if you hear someone talking smickety smack or whatever, ask them if they applied. Ask them if they're going to apply. Encourage those people to apply. If they feel that they can make a difference and they can do the job well, go apply. Just do it. But I have a crap ton of letters to get out, and I've actually lost track of what the hell I was doing. So I'm going to get off here so I can drink water and focus. And I need to take my afternoon dose of my Adderall because it's already wearing off. And I will talk to you guys later. I will see you guys in Atlanta. If you're going to Atlanta, I haven't decided. Until then, be safe, be good to each other, love like every day is Carnival. I really wish that kindness and that love that we show people at Carnival can translate over to everyday life. Because it just blows my mind. How is it that one day you're kissing and hugging everybody and you're uplifting other women and you're being so positive, and then it's over. And then we're saying and doing ugly things. Because we already know that Carnival is a spiritual experience. Carnival is like a church. And yet somehow we don't take the principles that we gained from Carnival. We don't take those principles and apply it to everyday life. Why is that? I don't get it. But anyways, let me not go through the rabbit hole. I have to send off these letters. But it was good chit-chatting with you guys. Be good to each other. Respect people like every day is Carnival. Okay? Continue to wash your hands, wear your mask. And wear your seatbelt and continue to be good to each other. And I will talk to you guys soon. Later.